So Landon and I are out here in our garden. There's some kale, and we are going to aerate this first garden worm tower that we started on March 2nd. We've brought our handy dandy compost aerator tool, and with Landon's improved reach, he's gonna go down. We're just gonna take a look. Oh my goodness, how much his level dropped since I last checked in, I think about a week ago, maybe not even. So obviously there's some tomato branches in, and we're going to use this bucket to temporarily store some material. There's a giant, okay, so a big worm go in there, just so we can sort of jumble it up and aerate it to the bottom. This has been going 4 months now. Oh, he's at the bottom. I could hear the plastic hitting. So there's the state of it down the bottom. Just like any other worm bin, I thought we would empty it out. Not empty it, but take a fluff down to the bottom. Why not, right? Take a look at how the worms are doing, how the castings are doing, as we prepare to turn over this worm bin, this garden worm tower, into its next iteration. I want to do that well before the winter so that the worms have time to accumulate castings a little bit before they set in for the cold winter's night. Okay, what do you think, Landon?
Well, it's about half.
Okay,
It's not dense enough now to bring it up.
Okay, so it's mostly castings now?
No, it's just, it has to be compressed in order to come up with
right.
corkscrew.
Okay, so let's take, let me pull ahead a little bit and let's take a look into the bucket. All right, so we have in the bucket, we obviously have good moisture levels. I can see lots of castings, but also some unprocessed leaves. Of course, you know, we've been mixing it up. I can see cocoons. So that looks good.
And
all
worms.
right. And worms, of course. All right, yeah, and worms are along the side. So I don't want to distress them too much. So I think what we'll do is we will just put this material right back in now and invert it. And a little uninvited guest, a little slug. So Landon will grab that with a leaf or something. Get it off. Oops, we don't want, it's still on the edge of the bucket there, Landon. A little uninvited visitor, which you get when you get leaves in your garden, right? You're gonna get, but we don't want them. We've got strawberries and other plants that slugs love right here, so. Okay, so we've jumbled it up. Worms are probably wondering which end is up. Get around the kale there. So I can still see worms on that bottom material. But anyway, I hope that speeds it along the processing so that we can turn this bucket system over before too long, maybe another week or two. So we've just aerated this, and I thought I would take this fork. See, this is a bigger clump that Landon was talking about. There was some compression happening down the bottom. Obviously there's worms of all sizes in here. But yeah, so this is material that was down, well, pretty low in the tower that he brought up. Obviously mixed with a few leaves that were closer to the top and stuff from our garden, a tomato stem or leaf, I guess. I see cocoons. This hasn't sat out too long, but I do imagine it's a hot, sunny day today. So I imagine any worms that are near the top here are rapidly disappearing down the bottom. But this is what material looks like then in our garden tower after 4 months. I think suffice to say that these are mostly castings, this black material. We started with manure, and lots of cardboard. And then we started giving veggie scraps and garden scraps. And some leaves. So you can see whole leaves still. But this is castings. Too wet to sift. So I have a plan. So what we're going to do, and so we'll do that on a future video. All right, everyone, take care.